Hi there, this is Lex Levenrod, and I'd like to welcome you to Bandit Signs 101, all right? So you wouldn't think there's too much to know with a $2 Bandit sign, but I'll show you quite a few techniques that can really help you when it comes to desperate seller marketing, all right? So first thing you need is you need a sign like this, all right? So this is a cash for your house sign, and basically this is appealing to a desperate seller. Now in this case we have the word Florida in it. Obviously if you're not in Florida you wouldn't use that word. You put your custom number. Try get, if you can, like we have a number that ends with a 2000, something that's easy for them to remember if they're driving by. Now the message is not as important. You could just say cash for your house, or you could say cash offer in 24 hours. It doesn't really matter. Now what you want to do is you want to put this in the neighborhoods where you're looking to buy property. So you don't put this in the nice neighborhoods, you put this in the neighborhoods where you're looking to buy a property. All right, okay? Now what you want to also have in addition to that is a blank Bandit sign. And now what you're going to do with the blank Bandit sign is when you do have a house under contract, if you have a house to sell, now you're looking to sell it to a cash buyer. All right, so what you do is make a generic sign like this if you have a house under contract and you just want a brief description. Preferably use a low price house, right? It's called dummy ads. Realtors do this. You want to create an ad that's going to get attention, that's going to get people to call you. And now remember, when they call you, make sure that you get their phone number, their name, and their email address so you can add them to your buyers list. Don't be writing it down on the back of a notepad or the back of a receipt. Make sure you have some kind of database or CRM so you can keep this info and so you can start marketing deals to them. Now, one thing I want you to notice, you notice how this is handwritten, and you notice how the one before was professionally done? That's done for a reason. For whatever reason, people are more likely to think a house is a deal if they see a handwritten sign than if they see a professional sign. Because if they see a professionally printed template, then what they think, like this one, is they think it's a big company who's out to scam them and make lots of profits on them. When they see a sign like this, they think it's an individual home seller and it might be a deal. All right, that's the psychology. And while we're on the psychology, you know, we've put out probably, I want to guess maybe 5,000, 10,000 Bandit signs over the last 14 years. We've tried white signs with blue writing, green writing, red writing, black writing. The sign, hands down, that works best for us is a yellow sign with black letters, okay? So now you can also customize if you're doing target marketing. For example, we do rent-to-own lease options. So what we do is we go into the markets where we have properties that could be rentals. Instead of simply renting them, we fix them up and we sell them on lease option with a $10,000 deposit. And that's what a sign like that would look like, right? So you can get creative with Bandit signs. You can have signs made for hurricane damage properties, for short sales, for bank-owned properties, for foreclosure, pre-foreclosure. It doesn't really matter. Put these out and they work. Another thing as well, a lot of you guys, you go and you buy the signs and then you put these H-wire stakes in the ground. The problem with that is, number one, the H-wire stakes cost money and they're heavy, so when the Bandit sign company ships it to you, it increases your shipping charge. What you should do instead is go to Home Depot and buy a hammer stapler for $29 and put these up high on telephone poles. They're less likely to be pulled out of the ground, and they're more likely to be called because they're easier to see if they're about the height of a car than if they're in the ground. All right? So that's Bandit Sign 101 for you. I'll give you a little example on Bandit signs that I lost in a circle. We got our students to buy 100 Bandit signs and put them out. One of our students put out a Bandit sign, purchased a house for $45,000 and flipped it for $55,000 without funding. So a Bandit sign like this that cost $2, 100 of them cost $200, shipped to the door, $250, netted her a return of $10,000. Bandit signs work, and I highly recommend that you use them, and I highly recommend you be consistent. You're better off buying 100 signs and putting 25 out every Friday at 5 p.m. and doing that 25 signs every Friday for a week so you get through your 100, and then doing it again. And don't do it always on the same corner unless you really, really want to get your code enforcement officer to not be very pleased with you. So I suggest you rotate it around a little bit. Don't always do the same neighborhoods, but these little signs out here can make you a ton of money. All right, so that's Bandit Sign 101. Go out there and get some houses.